And Jay was going straight, but then I got her phone. I got her phone. Oh, fucking whore. Oh, Dad, yeah! Oh my God. Dude, you beat the fuck out of that dude. You beat the fuck out of him, bro. Boom in the back of that. Boom, boom, boom. Damn it. I was like, fuck yeah. I'm telling you, bro. You beat the fuck out of him, bro. Like, put him down. He was like, he got up like this. He was like, oh, yeah. No, he didn't know that. This motherfucker just beat the fuck out of him, bro. Coming, did he? Fuck that motherfucker. Like that. Fucking black people, bro. They think they're fucking superior just because they're black. That fucking hood, dude.
Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. In case you're new here, my name is Maren and I'm Maureen. So in today's video, it leaves very little to no reason for me to smile, and I find it very difficult to even talk about this subject. But before we go into the subject, let's just watch this video and then we come back and talk about it.
So a young black woman is working as armed security for a bar in Detroit. She is working New Year's Eve. It is now New Year's morning, like 2 a.m. She's off shift, and her boyfriend are driving home. While driving, they are suddenly hit by another vehicle, hit hard enough that it spins them around several times. They end up facing the wrong way in the road. They get out of their car. The people in the other car get out. She notices very quickly that the other people appear to all be minors, so young that she thinks perhaps they're not old enough to drive. She asks, "Are you even old enough to drive?" They say yes, and the minor who is driving produces a driver's license that she takes a picture of. But she does say that they appear to possibly be inebriated. So on her phone, she calls her mom on FaceTime to let her know what's going on. On her boyfriend's phone, she calls an insurance agent to tell them what's going on and report the accident. Meanwhile, the minor calls his parents, his mother, father, and stepfather, who arrive shortly after. She says the mother seems reasonable and level-headed, but the minor lies, according to her, and tells the two men that she pulled a firearm on them. Now, she is armed security. She's licensed to carry. She has a gun on her hip. But she says at no point did she ever point it at them or draw it. There was no altercation where she felt unsafe, and they're minors. But allegedly at that point, the two men attack her and her boyfriend. They begin to physically assault them. They say the minor joins in on this. At one point, she ends up on her back on the ground with the father on top of her. She says he raised back his fist to punch her, at which point, and I'm just going to paraphrase from my own words here, she basically says, I do have a firearm. If you hit me and make me skin this smoke wagon, it's not going to go well for you. And at that point, he gets off of her. They all jump in a car and take off, but she figures out they don't do this before one of them reaches into her car and steals her phone. Now, you may remember I said she called her mom on FaceTime. She never hung up that call, and when they grabbed the phone and took off, that call was still connected. The mother and her sister were on their way to meet her. The sister just happened to be recording, and then they started hearing the people who had taken the phone say this.
And Jay was going straight, but then I got her phone. I got her phone. Oh, fucking whore. Oh, Dad, yeah! Oh my God. Dude, you beat the fuck out of that dude. You beat the fuck out of him, bro. Boom in the back of that. Boom, boom, boom. Damn it. I was like, fuck yeah. I'm telling you, bro. You beat the fuck out of him, bro. Like, put him down. He was like, he got up like this. He was like, oh, yeah. No, he didn't know that. This motherfucker just beat the fuck out of him, bro. Coming, did he? Fuck that motherfucker. Like that. Fucking black people, bro. They think they're fucking superior just because they're black. That fucking hood, dude.
So you leave the scene of an accident, and then your son incriminates all of you, stating that you all participated in an assault, and you brag about how you stole the phone. Now, they did get the phone back because her stepfather was tracking the phone, and they threw it out on the freeway. And after looking for quite some time, they found it. So they physically got the phone back. But better yet, they know everyone who's involved. Jay Sears, the one she says was on top of her, that she had to tell what would happen if he didn't get off. The one who you hear the boys say, Jay did this, and then is bragging about taking that effing whore's phone. And Jason Goldie, who was also there and participated in the assault, allegedly. And it doesn't matter a lot, but is anyone shocked that the house of one of these individuals has a Trump flag flying? Does that surprise anyone? So what does she do? She calls the police, naturally. She goes in and files a report. And then you know what happens? She gets word that a detective has shown up at her work, asking questions about her. Then she hears the same detective has shown up at family members' houses, asking questions about her. She starts feeling more like the suspect than the victim, so she calls the detective and says, "Hey, is there anything more you need from me?" She says the detective says, "I'm going to have to meet with you," and becomes aggressive toward her. And she, quite frankly, feels harassed by the detective. So to law enforcement, to the detectives involved, what exactly is the issue here? You have an audio recording, which is legal, by the way, because Michigan is a single consent state. You have a confession of an assault, bragging about punching him in the back of the head, bragging about stealing the phone, and you know they left the scene of an accident. The only thing that maybe happened in this kid's favor is if he was inebriated, he's probably not catching a DUI because it's too late to prove that. But still fled the scene, still assault, still theft. What exactly are you all doing about this? I promise you we're going to be watching. We're going to be waiting to see how you handle it. And if you don't handle it well, everyone's going to know.
So guys, you've had to watch the video. First of all, before we get into how hateful this family is, first of all, let's just focus on this kid that hit their vehicle. This kid is not only a liar, but he's also being, it speaks a lot about his parenting because of how he can easily lie, how he can easily hate on people who don't look like him. It speaks a lot about how he's been parented. Yeah, he's been taught that hate. If you look at this black woman, the first thing she did after the accident that happened, the accident that she didn't cause happened, she got out of the car to go and check on that person, despite them being the ones who caused the accident. She went to check on them and to ask them, "Are you okay?" So that speaks volumes, right? So when these people, from all this scenario, all I can say is these people, they're just, the word that starts with R. And that is what I would say they are. So if you're watching this, our audience, what do you think about this family? Because when he called his parents and his parents came, the first thing they did, they weren't there for the truth. They were not there for the truth. They were there to just assault this woman and her boyfriend, and they're just crooks in my opinion, because after they were done assaulting them, they stole from this woman, not knowing that she had called her mom. And the mom, when she was coming to the crime scene with the sister of this girl, thank God the sister was recording the conversation these people were having on the phone, because me, I'm trying to imagine, can you guys just imagine if they didn't have all this evidence, and the way even the detective who was handling their case, he seems like he's right, that word that we shall not mention, that detective also seems, because despite them having all the evidence of what had happened, he still treats this girl like the criminal. He's going to her workplace harassing her. He's going to her family's home harassing them. And what I'm asking is, what was done about this kid that caused the accident, the unaccountable boy who blatantly lied that a gun was drawn to him, which was not true. So for someone to have that kind of mind to do such a diabolical personality, it's just such a negative personality that I don't even think, if you are a person who is like that, you should be living amongst any human being. And the funny thing I want to say is, so that that these people are the kind of extremists. The first question I always ask myself here in Africa is, maybe, just maybe, our younger generation growing up will do a better generation than the previous ones before them. Just maybe our younger generation, they're going to be loving, more caring towards one another, regardless of your skin color, just regardless of your origin. We usually think that the younger generation will have learned better and will be more accommodative towards each other's differences, especially when it comes to matters skin color. But if you find a young kid like that, because they sound really young, a young kid like that throwing slurs and talking about that, you know, calling her the B word, and you're like, where did such hate come from? Children are normally born so innocent
and so pure.
They're born innocent and pure, not knowing right and wrong, not knowing skin color, not knowing nothing about all those issues. But this one is quite young, but he already feels like there's that
so much hate towards the people who look like this, you know. And well, the biggest question you're meant to ask yourself, if he is that young and he is portraying this kind of hatred towards people who look like that, how about his parents? How are his parents? Because wasn't the father the one who was on top of that woman, beating that woman?
And it's a woman.
So this man is also a woman beater, you know. So it just speaks bad of this family.
Another thing we also have to take notice is the fact that that flag they have there, you know, and then considering who Donald Trump is and was as a president and as a person. So I think we'll just leave it there. We just want to know, you guys, what do you think about this? Because I feel like anyone who's hoping for a better America will have to wake up, because
anyone who's hoping for a better America, such like clips are things that usually show you how much work still has to be done in the society of America, and it can almost rob you of your hopes for America being better.
So because if the police is the person who's supposed to give justice, police is the person who's supposed to investigate and bring out the truth, but this one wasn't out to do that, you know.
As a matter of fact, all these criminal activities that would be associated with people who look like this are the same acts that the white people committed, yet the police officer wasn't going after those white people. He was harassing the victim who went through all of this, you know.
And so for you to go through such an assault and even to gather courage and go report it, but you know, things are being turned. I'm just wondering what kind of a society. Like, I'll say, Black Americans, really, I remove my heart to you, because I feel like you guys you go through a lot that human beings shouldn't have to. That's the kind of burden human beings shouldn't have to carry, that you guys are carrying. And
I can genuinely say, and as I always say, I'm an African living in Kenya. I'm a Kenyan, you know, and here in Kenya, to be quite honest with you, those are not the same kind of struggles I've grown up with. And up until recently, I didn't know how much Black Americans were really struggling. You know,
movies you know, movies, you watch movies,
we watch movies,
what happened,
man.
But if you have real human beings coming out and telling their stories like this, is when you really realize how bad it is, how bad they have it,
you know. Until sometimes you guys even want to speak Kiswahili. I don't know if you can catch it in some of my sentences, but anyway, sometimes I usually ask myself, what will it take for Black Americans to finally attain the real genuine peace wherever they're living?
But I don't think that will ever happen. So long as we still have people from the young white supremacists and even people from the young generation behaving the way this kid did.
And it's not only this kid. The other day, you guys, we uploaded a video on another white young girl, you know, saying how Black people enjoyed slavery, and you're like, damn, that's the society, the kind of white society that's there, you know. Much as there are, because not all of them are like that, there are good white people who really have seen Black struggles, maybe because they have friends who are Black, maybe because they've lived amongst the Black community, but there are those ones who are completely ignorant of what is going on.
Yeah, you can imagine someone from a young generation saying that Black people enjoyed slavery. What exactly? I'd really like to meet this person and pick their brain to know
why they were, their thought process.
Yeah, because you live in America and you live in a society where slavery has affected really all population, not just the Black or white community. But you should be knowledgeable, because I know even here in Africa where slavery happened in a different kind of way, we know it was too sensitive for any African to just stand up and say we love
everyone loved slavery, you know.
Exactly.
That's why in all parts of Africa there was uprisals, and that's why Africans finally attained their independence from the white rulers, because there was uprisals. And for uprisals to take place, nobody enjoyed being under the thumb of the so-called white people, you know. So,
so if you didn't watch that video, you can just scroll down and you will find the video. It's titled it's a white woman saying black people enjoyed slavery, you know. So I think we'll leave it there. Let us know what you think about on the comment section, and we always appreciate you for coming back to watch our episode.
And also, as we said, I think hate, also racism, is not, you know, I can't, you know. So those two things, when a child is born, a child is very pure and innocent. So those two things, a child is not born with those two things. A child is taught those two things. What do you think, our audience? Do you agree or disagree with me?
Yeah, by the way, have you ever found yourself in a situation where you've grown up hating somebody, or, you know, just hating something or somebody, and then you grow up later and you find out, you really
ask yourself, like,
exactly,
why was I
feeling this
way when I was growing up? Why did I hate X and X when I was growing up? It's because these things are really taught, you know. Nobody was born hateful, nobody was born a racist, you know. So you guys, tell us what you think about this, and please, if you've not subscribed, you can support us by subscribing to our channel. Share this video to someone who you think it will help, you know. So, and let's see you on our next video.